One of the interesting concepts that comes out of obesity medicine is the interaction of the different hormones that surround weight and food and the way we eat. And there are two in particular. One is called ghrelin and the other one is called leptin. And these are like opposite sides of a coin. Leptin is the hormone that says, hey, I am not hungry anymore. It is the satiety hormone. That is the hormone that signals to the body that, hey, I don't have to eat anymore. And leptin is a hormone that's actually made by fat cells, those adipose tissues that we have in our body. They give off leptin. And the reason they give off leptin is when we are in a full state, when we are fed, when we have enough energy, then leptin goes to the brain and signals to the brain that we don't need to get any more energy. We've got enough stores. So you're asking a question right now, right? At least you should be asking a question right now. And the question is, wait a minute, Dr. Wood, wait a minute. You're saying that my fat cells, when they have enough food, when they have enough energy, that they tell my brain to stop eating and not to gather anymore. But I am still eating. So there's this whole idea that surrounds the types of foods that we eat now. And if you've been listening to the series that we've been doing over the last several weeks, we've talked about processed foods. And one of the ideas now is that our food is so dense in terms of the calories, and we have eaten in such a way that our bodies no longer have a normal process or a normal signal. Basically, the signal has been disrupted so that even though we have enough energy, then the signal doesn't get to the brain. In other words, we have leptin resistance. It's similar to insulin resistance because the insulin doesn't work. That's the whole idea behind type 2 diabetics. In this case, the leptin does not work like it should. And so the brain never gets that signal that, hey, you got to stop. On the counter side to that is the hormone ghrelin. And so ghrelin is the hormone that says I'm hungry. And ghrelin is predominantly enhanced when we eat and we have that sensation in our stomach that we're full. Then ghrelin goes down and it doesn't force the brain to make us eat. So there's those opposites, right? The leptin saying, hey, I'm full. Ghrelin, when we are hungry, when we don't have stuff in our stomach, when we don't have enough energy, the ghrelin says, hey, go find something to eat. The problem that we're having is that the leptin is not working and the ghrelin is working. So the ghrelin is increasing and the leptin is not functioning well. So what ends up happening is that we end up eating and we never get that sensation. We never get the feeling. We never get the hormonal signal that we are full. And so we begin putting on weight. The other idea is that because of the dysregulation between these two hormones, the body decreases its metabolism because it thinks it has to store some of the energy. And so we end up keeping more of the energy that we've brought in. And so it becomes difficult to lose weight. That's one of the things that we see. And this is the reason we talk about this yo-yo dieting, where we lose weight, we put it back on. We lose weight, we put it back on. We lose weight, we put it back on. That yo-yo dieting causes dysregulation in the leptin-ghrelin interplay. And so the body's metabolism is confused essentially. And so it decreases the metabolism. And because it decreases the metabolism, guess what happens? We put on weight. And a lot of this has to do with how we eat, all the processed foods that we're eating, the dense calories that we have. All of that plays into how these hormones get dysregulated. That is leptin and ghrelin.